All right, welcome to section 12.3. This section deals with multiplying and dividing rational expressions. And the first question on your worksheet is having you simplify each expression. And you can see these are all either multiplication problems or division problems. And so if I start with part A here, it's 3/4 times 7/5. Well, of course, all I need to do here, right, is multiply straight across. That's going to give us 3 times 7 is 21, and 4 times 5 is 20. And there's no common factors between 21 and 20, so we are done, right? Nothing to it. Now, looking at part B, it says 32/75 times 125/64. Okay, so I can certainly go ahead and multiply straight across, but I don't particularly want to do that because the numbers are so big. I will anyways. Now if you do 32 times 125, you're going to come out to be 4,000. And 75 times 64 is 4,800. Okay, so pretty large numbers. Fortunately, you can get rid of these last two zeros, and then you're looking at the ratio of 40/48, and there is a common factor there of 8. It goes into 40 5 times, and it goes into 48 6 times. Okay, so this is a solution to this problem. Okay, but again, I would like to avoid the multiplication of those rather large numbers. And so what I want to do now is show you a slightly different way to do this same problem that's going to really help us when we start looking at problems involving variables. Okay, so an alternative method here is to notice, hey, the 32 and the 64, these two share a factor of 32. Okay, so if I rearrange the product there and think about doing the division of 32 and 64 first, see 32 divided by itself is a 1, and a 64 divided by a 32 would be a 2. Okay, I like this already because the numbers I'm getting there, 1 and 2, are certainly a lot smaller, right? Now for the 125 and the 75, there's also a common factor there, right? There is a common factor of 25. And 25 goes into 75 3 times, and it goes into 125 5 times. Okay, so now putting that all together, I'm going to have 1 times 5 is 5, and 3 times 2 is 6. Okay, I like this solution a little better because again, I don't have to think about what 75 times 64 is. And in this particular problem, fortunately the numbers are large, but the simplification wasn't too hard. You can imagine though, if these numbers are really big, it might be hard to spot a common factor. Okay, so this method here, by what we'll call cross simplifying, this is really going to help us. So I'll say this is cross simplify. Okay, cool. So let's now check out C. This is a division problem. And for division problems, the idea is what? Well, to divide something by a fraction, what you want to do is turn this into a multiplication by the reciprocal, right? So in other words, you're going to want to flip the thing you're dividing by. So 1 over 6 is going to become 6 over 1, and then we're still got our 3/4 here. So a division by a fraction really is equivalent to a multiplication by the reciprocal of the thing you're dividing by. And now notice, I certainly could multiply straight across and it wouldn't be too bad to simplify, or I could just say, hey, the 4 and the 6 share a factor of 2, right? It goes into 4 twice and it goes into 6 3 times. And so then go ahead and just multiply. I get 3 times 3 is 9, and I divide that by 2 times 1 is 2. And that's it. One other nice thing about the cross simplify approach is that the answer you're going to get is always going to be in simplified form. Okay, you're never going to have to check to see, oh, are there any common factors here? You would have already divided those out in this cross-simplify process, so that's nice. Cool, okay. Moving on then to these last two here, A over B times C over D. Well, here I don't see any common factors to simplify at all, so I'll just go ahead and multiply straight across. AC over BD, and that would be it, okay? Part D is really quite similar to what we saw in A, right? No common factors to divide out, and so we just went straight across, and that was our answer, okay? Lastly, then in E, okay, we have another division, so we're going to turn this into a multiplication problem by the reciprocal of what we're dividing by. So that'd become a D over C. We still have our A over B. And now, again, no common factors, so I just multiply straight across. All right, great. That's going to do it for this video.